Hello and welcome to the Ink School. My name is Paula, and of course, we are doing this series of videos on the Lisa Horton Crafts ink pads, as well as what is pigment, what is water-based, and so much more. So do make sure that you check out the other videos as well as check out the incredible reference guide that you can access through the QR code on the screen. This segment is all about the matte blending inks, and to me are one of those ink pads that everybody should have in their stash. Why? They are a matte ink, but they are an ink that you can see here. It has got an intensity of color. It has the beautiful dye and pigment combination. And you can see here onto these watercolor cards. This one is serves up from the first release. I don't want to have a kind of an even spread for this one. I wanted to have a highs and lows to showcase the intensity that you can build. Now, let's break down what these inks are like. Well, I have got here a raincoat and it has been sat on the side, but you can see still that there is a darker liquid and there is a kind of a whiter liquid in here. Now, when we look at them, you can see here that white element, that's the pigment. And of course, you can see that the liquid in here, that kind of formulation there is dye as well. So if I shake it, I can hear that ball bearing. And that is the kind of like a little help that you have got to make sure that the ink mixes. So once we are well mixed, you can see that now we have got a more even tone throughout the bottle. So that kind of comes to the reference of pigment on dye ink. Just wanted to show you that so you understand the formulations of the inks. To work with these inks, well, they're very easy. They are a felt pad, firm felt pad, and they are what I classify more as a blendable background ink, but you can stamp with them and get in a really great result. It is raised, so it means that, of course, if you are stamping, you will have that effect. But they are water reactive, so they don't have a permanent fixative or additive, so therefore it means that you can always kind of do full bleaching techniques. Now, I'm using the chunky brushes and I kind of like to blend them like this and I go in throughout. Of course, you can use stencils if you wanted to. Now, of course, they are perfect to go through stencils. So you can see in here that I have deposited, kind of an element of ink. Now I'm going to go in with the Woodland Moss from the first release. I'm going to go with another chunky brush in here. And you can see how I'm kind of blending in with the yellow. Now, this is one of the beautiful things about these inks is that they are super blendable because of that mix of dye and pigment, as well as that non-permanent element. And when I say non-permanent, it doesn't mean that it doesn't dry fast. They do dry fairly fast, but it means that you can work them up as well. You can then kind of you can see here in this element in here that I'm really kind of working them up. Now, if I lift that, can you see how the yellow has blended seamlessly with that green? And I kind of intensify those areas as well. And I could go in with the truncal waters in here, which is a blue. And again, I can blend those colors in if I wanted to. I would go in with the green, back in, and create that perfect blend should I wish to do that. Of course, then imagine that this is the area. I have got that beautiful element. Let me put that black heart because that's what I would be using for my project. And if I put it like this, you can see it across the board. You can see the depth and the intensity, that perfect, gorgeous blend. I'm using super smooth card in here. So depending on the card, you are going to achieve different results, but always that velvety, beautiful combination of pigment and dyes. You have got the translucentness of the pigment of the dye and the opacity of the pigment. Right. Now, just going to show you that you can, of course, use water to create. So I'm just splitting just little droplets. Now you can let them dry as they are here. So I'm going to put it, or you can look at it, or you can lift some of that ink in there. So to create a complete different effect there. So again, I love that effect because it kind of blends them also. It adds a lighter and darker element there. Absolutely beautiful. Now, of course, if you do this, you can then create as well lighter versions. So if you want to kind of clean up this, what you can do is just put water in here and then, of course, just pick it up and then you create those elements as well. You can then pick up more and then you kind of build those lines and those kind of blends. You can do droplets as well. Lots of different techniques. And remember, check Lisa Horton Crafts on YouTube because there is so many more ideas on how to use the matte blending inks. Now, remember in that we spoke about that reference guide to the ink school, and in them you can download the printable elements that is the first the matte blending kind of color charts in which you can kind of create your own color chart that is perfectly accurate in there because they are going to be filled by you with the inks. Now, one of the things that you can see is that there is a beautiful range of colors. Now, each of the newer releases that are going to be launched will have updated color charts. So again, you know that with confidence that you can grow that color chart family. I have got here a sample that I wanted to show you just because this is using a stencil and I wanted to show you the difference between the matte blending and the metallic ones, and we are going to go through those ones there. So you can see here the matte blending in here. These ones are, I believe, the interference ones, and then of course the metallic there. To showcase that a bit more, I'm going to have it show you back again that matte. This is the matte. This is the matte blending. This one is the woodland moss, but that is on an embossed card. So you can see that it's a matte. You can see it here. It's a beautiful kind of degradation. I use a very thick card, hence what some types of card will, show a little bit, but you can see that beautiful color throughout. So this is a white card. So you can see a white card completely transform them. How does they compare, say, for instance, the interference? Well, I forgot here an interference. And you can see immediately that the interference has that shimmer in comparison. The metallic here, and we will go into more detail in other segments, you can see here that has also shimmer. And if you have got the color shift, it has got a matte finish, but there's still some pearlescent element. So I hope that it has explained about how you can, what the color blending or the matte blending inks from Lisa Horton are. You can sum with them, of course, then you can, if you use water, it will dilute it. So there is lots of possibilities, and do check out the reinkers as well. There's so many techniques. So for your matte finish, for your gorgeous color, for your stenciling, the matte blending are an excellent, excellent option.